is a pretty evil place. Even if some goodness does shine through once in a while, satisfaction and happiness do not last. And it is not true that it's all in the mind and heart, because true happiness can be obtained only if one's surroundings are good. It's not true that good exists. I'm sure you can agree that the reality creates my attitude. It's all beyond my control, and you'll never in a million years hear me say that today was a good day. Pretty negative, huh? Real negative. I would add that Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube is my favorite song in the world. Just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know what makes me no barking from the dog, no smile. But that's about perception. The power of perception is a powerful thing. It can motivate you, it can deny you, it can hold you down and put its boot on your neck and keep you down. Let me read the same thing backwards. Same words. Same damn words. Today was a good day, and you'll never in a million years hear me say that. It's all beyond my control. My attitude creates the reality. I'm sure you can agree that. It is not true that good exists only if one's surroundings are good. True happiness can be obtained because it's all in the mind and the heart. And it's not true that satisfaction and happiness don't last. Some goodness does shine through every once in a while, because when you take a closer look, there's something good in every single day. And don't try to convince me that today was the worst day ever.
Drop the mic.
Huh?
Drop the mic.
This is not even what I'm here to talk to you about. I found this randomly. Because every morning when I wake up, every morning when I get up, I search for something positive to inspire me. Every night before I go to bed. And it's easy. Wisdom is everywhere. Knowledge is everywhere. Everywhere. And it's positive, and it's for the taking. And when you take it in you, and you put those ripples out, good things happen. What I'm talking to you today about is choices. Life is nothing but choices. Life is full of choices. Choices you can make today last into eternity. Choices you make tomorrow, they define you. Everybody can change. Everybody has a moment in their life where you can raise up, lift yourself up, and make good, positive choices for you. The key, the absolute key, is knowing who you are and what's in your heart and what motivates you. And then you take from that inspiration, you take from that source, that wellspring that makes you powerful, that makes you strong, and you project it outward in your decision making. I've regretted a lot of things I've done in my life. I have lots of regrets in my life, things I've done. And there was a point in my life where I made a change. That change has influenced me, who I am, and the point in which I made that change, my life changed dramatically. I can't say what motivates you. I can't say what drives you. I can't say what's in your heart, but for me, it is the two boys that are my sons. There is no love I have had in this life like I do for my sons. There is nothing that motivates me, drives me more, or makes me a better man. Nothing. And that doesn't mean that all my decisions about them or my life are good, because I make mistakes. I am human. I am flawed. I bleed red just like each and every one of you in here. And there is no difference between me or you. And what motivates you doesn't have to be what motivates me, because it's my sons. It could be your career. It could be your children. It could be your grandmother, your mother who raised you and struggled to bring you up. A single mom, single parent, single dad. They could be the inspiration and the wellspring. It could be your personal success. It could be any number of things that drive you and make you who you are and who you want to become. But you got to find that inward, and you got to look inward to find them. And once you do, man, there's nothing that motivates you better. There's nothing that lifts you up better. Life is about choices. And it's hard. I struggle with my weight. Some people like Paul out there, they've seen me 6 years ago. I've known him for a long time. And I used to be at over 400 pounds. I was 460 pounds. I lost 140 pounds in the last 5 years. And you know what? People come to you and they'll say, just lose the weight, quit being fat, quit eating, exercise. It ain't that easy.
It ain't that easy.
It is a difficult thing. And when you try to lose weight, and for me, it's not just one choice. It's just not one moment. It is thousands of choices. Every time I see a Snickers bar, I gotta be like, hold up. Yeah.
I agree.
You know, every time I see something that I want a Coke right now. I'm parched. My throat hurts. But I ran to my room and I grabbed the water.
Amen.
That was a good choice. But the other night when I was exhausted, and I worked a 16-hour day, and I drove 5 hours the night before and worked a 16-hour day before that, I stopped at Taco Cabana because I had nothing in me and I was weak.
What you get?
Cheese quesadilla.
Oh, okay.
Because there ain't nothing good at Taco Cabana. Even if you get the taco salad, you can eat the stuff out, but the shell's bad, and I can't say no to that shell.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, more of my choices were positive than bad, and because of that, 140 pounds, another human being's gone. And it may not be the end result that I'll be some fit, muscular 10, But that's not what's important to me. What's important to me is that I make every decision I can to be the best possible version of myself. And myself is a loving father, and that is the core of me. That is the core of what motivates with me. It challenges me to be me and to be better. Not just to myself, but for everybody around me. Everybody who's in my life, who surrounds my life. I love each and every one of you, and I don't say that as a lie. I do. And I do because you are human beings who are valuable. You have potential to be good, great, amazing to yourselves. And though our past may be different, though our past may have different challenges, man, we all walk in this human experience together. And it's difficult. Life's hard. We struggle sometimes. We struggle to be ourselves. We struggle for our children. We struggle for our families. There's lots of things out there that take us and they derail us. There's lots of things out there that put in your way. Some of us are week to week. I remember what it's like to be check by check. I started on the phones many years ago for Dell Customer Care. Ashlyn out there, you guys know Ashlyn by now?
Yes.
She started on the phones. Erica, where'd you start?
Phones.
Chris Gallen, the site manager here,
Phones too?
started on the phones.
Really?
Now, Paul Evans, you guess where he started?
Who's that?
Paul, big beard, blonde guy, sweet as could be.
Yeah.
Don't know him when you were, it was nice.
You had a ponytail?
Oh, my dude. That's my guy.
He started on the phones. And let me tell you about Ashlyn, Chris, and Paul. I started my career with Sunlink almost 7 years ago. I was a college professor in South Korea for 4 years. I came back, and I got a job as a supervisor. I didn't care where I started. I just wanted to be in leadership because the rest is about my positive choices, and they will carry me through. I just want to provide for my family. When I started, I learned in my life a hard lesson that negativity will bring you down. And people around you that are negative, they will draw you down. And they will claw into your back, and they will bring you down. It is not even funny. People that are positive, even if you don't like their positivity or what they're about, it brings you up. It lifts you up. When I first heard about Ashlyn, about 4 years ago, I heard there was an amazing human being out there who was a billing rep, just, doing the same stuff y'all doing. And they came to me and they said, she's amazing. And I heard it from 3 or 4 people, not just one, because that stuff, that positive energy ripples outwards. And it's infectious. And they said, she's amazing. Not only does she know everything that she talks about, not only does she care about every customer, but she takes that and she manifests it to her neighbor and the neighbor's neighbor and anybody who comes into her life, because she's motivated by success. I just know her so well, so I know what her dream is. She doesn't have children. You don't have to have kids. It's whatever's in your heart, whatever's important to you. And so as I got to know her, I seek these people out because I was in a position of leadership, and the responsibility of leadership, if you are there or you want to be there, is to bring those up with you. You are not a good leader unless you pass that torch on. Because the more torches that are out there, the more torches that spread positivity, the greater that light is. The greater that light is, the better the world is around you. And I've earned my reputation. I am very hardcore about my brand. My brand is that you can come to me in any moment, and I will rise up to the occasion and do the best that anybody could possibly do. And I do that by knowing who I take with me. When I got assigned this project, I knew it was going to be tough. We had a short time frame to bring up 100 people. I found out about this October 31st. We got 100 people 30 days later. We had to hook up the phones, hook up the computers, get through all sorts of bureaucracy. And to do that, I needed to know that I needed to let go of control and trust in people like Erica, like Ashley, like Paul. As Ashley started her career and started making those positive choices, I was around for that moment that she changed, when she realized who she was and what she wanted to be. And as soon as I saw that, I nurtured it. So when she went up for her first promotion, I went into Chris Gallen's office because he was the manager that hired her for her first promotion. Chris Gallen, 6 years ago, was my customer care representative when I was a supervisor. He was the best individual I had on the phones ever at working with customers. So I helped him become a supervisor. I put my weight behind it. I stood in front of him. I stood behind him. I still do. And so he knows the quality of my character and what I stand for. So when I went into his office and I sat down and said, let me tell you about Ashley that's coming for this job, because I heard about it. She didn't ask. I heard. And I went up there at 1 a.m. in the morning to sit down with him, because he was the overnight manager at the time, to talk to her, because that's my duty as a human being. To see that, to rise up, and to do those things to help other people. That's what I have to do. That's because I'm a leader. That's because that's who I want to be. So I went in that office, I did the same thing again when she was time to go to eye care. The person who was the manager used to be my boss, so he knew me. So when I went in there, the weight of my word carries. Because they know who I am and they trust in me. And if I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to bring somebody up with me, or I'm going to uplift them, they have the same qualities that I hold dear in life. And I think it's a life philosophy. Chris is the same way. I stood up for him. Paul's the biggest sweetheart you'll ever meet in your life. I've never met a kinder, gentler human being who cares about everybody. Just naturally, it comes off. And people are like, whoa, because that's not the expectations you get. And then when you feel it, when you see it, it's amazing. It's powerful. He inspires me. He inspires me. And I am inspired to help him in all things I do because he inspires me. So when it was time for Paul's promotion, what do you think I did? I went and talked to the manager who knew me because of the reputation I build and the things I do, because I will stand in front of him and behind him in all things he does as long as he remains true to himself. When you have choices in life, each choice you make is important. Every one of you made a hard choice today. What choice was that? That's a hard choice. That's a hard choice. A lot of people don't see it that way, but choice is so very hard to get up and do it. But why'd you do it? You did it for love. You did it for whatever reasons. Maybe it's the bills, but you did it. You made that choice to be here right now in this moment. You made that choice, and that's a hard choice. The rest of the choices are easy today. They're easy. You made that hard choice to be here in this chair. All you have to do is make that easy, simple choice to commit yourself to this day to make it the best possible experience you can. To not only say, I'm here right now, but I'm here right now and I'm going to be the best version of me I can be for whatever motivates me, because if I do that positive thing, if I put that positive energy and effort into it, it will come back. And look, there are no promises for tomorrow. Maybe your career doesn't lift off. Maybe you're stuck in that seat. Maybe it's something else you're meant to do. But you know what? When I go home at night and I know I've made the best choices I can through the day to be the best possible version of myself, man, that sleep comes easy. Because I put my head down on my pillow and I know I was the best person I could be for my sons that I could be. And that's something to be proud of. Regardless of where you're at, who you are, what your circumstances are. That's a powerful thing. It helps. It helps you in life. It helps in everything you do. And if you linger in that negativity, if you linger in that apathy, regardless of your circumstances, whether you want to be there or not, it'll drag you down. It'll take you and it'll bring you under. And it's difficult. It's hard. Life can be hard. When you come and you bring the best of yourself, whether it works out or not, life adds together. Each choice stacks on choice, on choice, on choice, on choice. And at the end of your days, if the summation of your choices were more positive than negative, then your existence was worthwhile and amazing. And even if they weren't, if other people took inspiration from you, that's still meaningful. But I would rather be a bright star than a black hole. That's just me. Because I know what's important in my life. And that's love. Love for my sons. Love for each of you. Love for the people around me. Love for life. And that's what I'm passionate about. What I'm asking you guys today, what I'm coming here and asking of you, is to give your choices a positive spin. We identified a gap, and this on us. You guys don't know how to rebuild very well. And that helps in these rate increase calls, right? And so you're transferring the customers unhappy. Put yourself in the customer's shoes. Imagine yourself, you're on a fixed income. You're alone. Older. You call in, that $10 that your bill went up. When you're on a fixed income, when you're struggling, that's milk. That's bread. That's eggs. That's gas. That's life. That's all sorts of things that you need. And it's hard. That person, when they come to you, they don't just need your answers. They need your love. They need your humanity. They need you to wrap your arms around them verbally and give them a tight hug. What a lot of people don't realize about customer service is it's just service, just like church, just like community service. At the core of customer service is you have people in need that you can help. That's not a job, that's a calling. And whether you realize it or not, that calling can extend to other aspects of your life. And if you approach it that way, customer service is a commitment to helping others. And it's an important and difficult commitment. It's very difficult and challenging. But if you keep in mind that that's what it's about, it makes it a lot easier. A lot easier. When we, as people, come together and we give out positive things, there's nothing better than that. And when you learn to give, and you give of yourself in that manner, you can take in that manner as well. And the little things become more important. In my life, I live for my sons. In my life, my children are the most important thing, and they derive most of my happiness. It took my autistic son to come to me and have an intervention. Asperger is 13 years old now. A couple years ago, he came to me and said, "Dad, all you do is live for us." And it's true. I make enough money that I could have a 5 Series out there. And my whip could be tight. I could have a couple 12s in the trunk. I could be riding. I can't. But I drive a piece of crap truck out there. And I don't make payments. And I've had it since 2004. You know why? You know why? Because my son is autistic. And that $1,000, $1,200 a month that I could be spending on a nice ride can go to give him the best choices he can make in his future, in his life. So I make those sacrifices every day. So he comes up to me and he says, Dad, I love you. We love you. But what about you? What about you? What about yourself? What about what's in your heart?
He said that?
Yeah, he's a brilliant kid. And I said, you know what, Zach? All I do is care about you. And he goes, yeah, but that's not good enough for us.
Gotta take care of yourself too.
Yeah. And so I started thinking about what's important to me. What do I like doing? I'm standing here doing it right now. And I take every moment. I don't have to be in this class. I don't have to be here today. On Friday, I got a call that identified the gap. I just drove home to Tyler, Texas. 3 hours. 10 minutes there. I hadn't seen my son in 2 weeks. My boys, they're powerful. And they miss me. But then I got that call and it said, hey, we have a gap. And so I came. I turned around within 15 minutes and came back and drove 5 hours in the rain to be back here this weekend. And I've been here this weekend, 16-hour days, talking. So I could have these conversations. And I did it because I cared. And because the selfish part of us, when people make choices in the moment, it's tainted with selfishness. I could have said no. I could have said, no, I'm going to spend this weekend with my sons. I could have. But that would have been a choice because of my momentary needs. And then I thought about it. Then I reflected for a moment. And I said, no. Because the best thing for my son, so I can be proud, is to come back and help people. And maybe a little bit of my wisdom can go a little bit away and help somebody else. And I'd rather have the pride of my son knowing that I did that than a couple hours because I can come back and I can show him that love knowing I did the right thing. What I'm asking of you guys today is to make positive choices. You've already made the hard choice about being here. You're going to be in here about 3 hours. You're going to get a break or whatever your schedules allow. And you can take this knowledge and you can apply it out there to be better service people. And if you can do that and dedicate to yourself, so one day it will help you. It will help you tremendously in what you do. It really will.